have great pleasure in inviting my longtime friend, Kate Sweetman, to be a special guest of honor speaker at this LinkedIn audio event, which we termed The Art of Asking. Kate Sweetman is a world famous thought leader. There's a Thinkers 50 club in the United States where she featured. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. It's been a little while since you and I have collaborated on something like this. So thank you for asking.
Why is it so difficult to ask? That's the question we have to all ask ourselves. Everyone feels at some point a little foolish or a little presumptuous to ask.
Yes.
Just ask yourself, which side of the spectrum do you usually fall on? If I ask, they're going to think that I'm showing off. So which one? And I think that's for each of us to raise our own self-awareness to think about. But we sometimes have to ask for a raise. How many of us is good at asking for a raise, asking for a better title? We all have to reinvent ourselves, but within where we are, we have to ask for a raise and a better title and maybe an increase in some price, which is, I need a raise. What do you think? It has to be a conscious decision, and you have to pay attention to the idea that you're not asking and tell yourself, okay, how am I going to overcome this? You only learn to ask by asking. So you only do it like riding a bicycle. You get on that bicycle and you try and try, you fall, you get up, and then you do it. So you have to get over the fear of asking by beginning to ask. What's the best way to do that?
That is a great question, because I have a very hard time with that myself. I historically have had a very hard time with it. And I guess I have two pieces of advice. One is gather your data so that you feel very, very confident that you are not over asking. Mm-hmm. You know, if you know what other people are being paid and you have a good sense that you're only asking for something that's reasonable and fair, then that's going to give you strength. Mm. The other thing that I used to do, and probably not so much anymore, but back in the day, I would actually practice. I would practice asking. I would ask a friend, how much should I be, I would ask my friend to ask me, how much should you be paid? And I would tell them what I thought. And I would just did it so much that it became, I believed it. So I didn't feel like I was overreaching. I was like, of course I should be making thus and such, So I'm just going to go in there and very nicely say, hey, I've done my homework. I've looked around. It seems like at this point in my career, I'm probably due for a bit of an increase. What do you think? And maybe I'm asking in a very soft way, but at least it opens the conversation.
Absolutely. And the magical 4 words that I have also lived my life with is, what do you think? Many of us in India are actually raised not to ask, because when we ask a teacher in our education system in India too many questions, they think we're trying to outdo or disrespect them.
One way to overcome that is to tap into your own genuine curiosity and say, gosh, if I could ask a question, what would I ask? And then, as you say, practice just doing it.
Yeah. See, this what would I ask is something that we have to consciously write out every time. And first time, you don't feel like asking. Second time, you get a little better. And the third time, you've written out a good enough question that you just ask. And I was, of course, raised like that. I learned that unless I sit in an audience and raise my hand and ask a question, I'm not getting noticed. And the point is to ask nicely, but also authentically. So it's brilliant. And anyone that needs something like that, try it next time. It works magically.